Hey, hi, I'm Suresh Kumar. So, this is SEO in 2023.
Suresh, what is your number one SEO tip for 2023?
It's always the metadata of website, web pages, and all. That's exactly where we see something called schema and these kind of things.
Yeah, metadata. It's a lot more complicated than it used to be, or it used to be just about meta description, didn't it? That was the only thing that mattered almost. But obviously, you're talking about schema as well.
Yeah, back in 2011, something the metadata is more like just title and meta description. Right now, we got evolved, people got evolved, number of pages got evolved these days. So people are pumping a lot of data, something web pages. Videos, images, and all. Even in the images, videos, we have the metadata. If you see an image, we have EXIF data. So if we talking about something like a video, they have a lot of EXIF, lot of data over there also. Also for the web pages, we don't have much of the web pages metadata. That's exactly where the schema, that schema.org, that is a JSON-LD code. We just use it. That will help the search engines to understand what exactly the page is all about, what exactly the topic we're talking about, entities, and a lot of things. Yeah.
So, what are the key elements of metadata in 2023 then? What are the elements that SEOs don't know enough about?
Okay, SEO just focus on the metadata, something like a JSON-LD. They just use it. Okay, people SEOs normally use something like used or something like that. They just use random generators to just make use of it.
So, automatic generators, yeah.
Yes, auto generators, but they might be wrong. Okay, they're not getting the max out of it. So that's exactly where once you start learning the JSON-LD code, how it works, once you juggle with the code, if you can expand the code, what is already there, you can make the most of it. I have already tested this single variable testing and all. It works. It's not have 99% success rates. So that's exactly what I do as a full time, because I consult people with the schema things, and I code the things, and also like technical SEO consulting. So I see what exactly happened when we deploy the custom schema to on the website, on the client's website, and within days or something, within weeks, we can see a lot of movements in rankings. That's right.
So, what makes JSON-LD so important?
JSON-LD something Google uses the JSON-LD. Okay, they recommend JSON-LD. So okay, that is the easiest way to get the data from a web page actually. So that's we keep the JSON-LD in the something in the headers. Okay, that's our simplest code. Okay, and also something that people keep the JSON-LD somewhere, some the footer or something, because they think like JSON-LD make the websites speed slow. It is not like that. Okay, JSON-LD doesn't affect the page speed and all. So by using the JSON-LD, we are just saying like what exactly the page is about, something header, something title, what exactly the topic we're talking about. We can use the entities of something called Wikipedia, Wikidata, these kind of vocabularies. We can use it. We can point some. So this is the topic, something called if you are a David. Okay, what exactly where are you from? From London. You can point the entities of London. Actually, it is from something of Wikipedia, Wikidata. These kind of URLs we can point into that code block. So Google can easily understand something like something like knowledge graph where something you are a David who lives in London. What you do something from you are from SEO, search engine optimization. There is a topic in Wikipedia. We can use that one also.
So, what is the easiest way to implement JSON-LD?
The easiest way to implement something as of now, if you have no idea whatever it is, okay, just pick up a something called generators. Just start filling up the details and get the code and implement it in the site headers. That's the thing. And just while implementing, just make sure you implement one code for each page. That's the thing. That's how it should be. People just put it in the headers. It will be the same code. It present will be all over the page. Something like I've seen a lot of cases. Something home page schema present in inner pages and all. That's bad, because we are just confusing. The Google that which is the home page. That's important. But we have to
Can this easily be incorporated into most CMSs, i.e., for something like WordPress? Is there a plugin to easily do this?
Yes, we can do it actually. If you have no idea how to implement, we can always reach out to the something called helping platform like Fiverr or something. They can help out. Or in the support also, then people can help out. That's the thing. But and also something that we can't use GTM actually, Google Tag Manager for this, because Google Tag Manager has to load, and again it has to deploy the JSON-LD code. So because rendering time, it takes time. We don't want that to be happening. That's the thing for a Google bot.
So obviously there are many more schema opportunities now than there used to be a few years ago. So what are some of the key schema markup opportunities now that you still see SEOs missing out on?
Uh, the recent one, that the clip operator, the video from the clip actually. Recently, Google has their own documentation on the clips. Actually, something like we are doing the video. So once we found any juicy part, something which is very helpful. So you find the question, just like in the YouTube video, we can let this clip having a timestamp. We can just, it will link to the exact video, right? That's exactly, we can add this schema also. That's the thing. So by adding these things in clip information in the schema and add it in the website, so you get more feature snippets. The best thing is something, none of the SEOs are doing in the audio part. The same clip video, clip schema can be used for the audio also. None of the SEOs are doing it. So that is one of the thing. And also something, most of the SEOs are not even doing something called upgrading the schema codes. They just like they just leave it as it is. But we have to keep on upgrading the new things what Google is offering, and we have to improvise it.
So, sorry, just to clarify exactly how that would work. So, you're talking about highlighting a specific section from a video. So maybe from a YouTube video. So, can you embed a YouTube video on a page and then incorporate schema on
Yes.
that page to identify to search engines what you're referring to
Exactly.
exactly?
Yeah, the schema type will be the video object, and it will be the clip will be sub part of the video object. That's the thing. We can do it.
Okay, understood. And you mentioned audio. If it was a podcast, it was an audio only
Exactly.
episode. If it
It
was
can
an
be done.
MP3 on the page, yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Correct.
Okay, and you say that schema helps both search engines and users. So how does it help users as well?
The simplest one. Okay, every time there is an update, users has hard time to finding the relevant results, right? Sometimes, most of the times, okay, they can't even find the relevant information. That's exactly where, like, people has to browse to the second page, the third page. That's exactly the issue we have. So the more information we give to the in the metadata, Google can figure out the information, process it, and Google can get us the relevant results. I mean, top of the relevant results, and visitors can click those URLs, just come to the website, and we have the high intent visitors. That's exactly what we wanted actually. It's a win-win scenario, something, Google gets the high intent visitors, we get the potential customers or something, readers and all. It's a win-win.
So how do you measure the value of this then? Because it's all well and good, getting decent visitors or perhaps augmenting your SERP listing because of the use of schema.
Correct.
But is it easy to measure the amount of increased traffic or brand exposure and ROI that you get as a result of doing this?
Correct. Yeah. So right now, recently there was updates on the Google Search Console, the product, and these kind of enhancement, this kind of data can be seen in the Google Search Console. Okay. So when we embed a code, we can have a video schema, we can implement that thing. So the thumbnails will be appear in the SERP results. So when the visitors comes on the page for the attribution of something, if it is lead us something, a sale or something, we have to use third parties to something called, I use hockey stack to track it. If the visitor come from something called Google, okay, we can see this is coming from the Google, they have signed up for or made a sale or something. So it's a simple thing. We can use Google Analytics also, that's also fine. But Google Analytics, the data gets skewed. We don't get this data. Just use third party software, whatever it is, the hockey stack, that's what I use. Measuring is fine. And also something called in the CTR also, we can see if we implement it for the something, we can split test for a couple of pages if we see if it has an impact or not. Just after implementing, make sure that we have to re-index the same page. Actually, normally people what they do something, because after implementing schema they just forgot the re-indexing the page. The schema has to be re-indexed so that Google can process that information, they can get you the results. That's the thing.
Okay, so split testing is interesting.
Yes.
So obviously it could potentially take quite a bit of time if you've got hundreds of video embeds on your site and you want to ideally use schema on every single page. So are you suggesting perhaps implement schema on one page with a video in it and not in another, and then split test? What are you split testing? What are you looking for?
What we're looking for in the split testing, something, the number of visitors, we have to get more CTR and the SERP results. That is one. The second one is something, the dwell time. The people spending on the page, we have to be higher. That's a goal actually. Because if we have a video, people has to visit the video, web page and watch the video, something like that, so that they get what they want. So the higher the dwell time, it's more like a high intent visitors. So it's a good signal also for Google. So Google algorithms can easily have, so this visitor visited these pages have spent this kind of time. So that's fine. That's a good signal.
Is it possible to incorporate schema into a content marketing strategy? I.e., I'm thinking, can you get your content creators to actually define where within their content to utilize schema? Or is this something that SEOs have to do after content is created?
Okay, this is exactly we have to do after the content. I mean, it's your job has to work on this one. Content creator, they just work on the content part. But from there, they can't work on the code and all actually. So SEO and the web developer has to be there to make most of it. Something you can automate also. In the WordPress, we have something called ACF, custom fields. That is a software, okay, plugin, okay. That software we can use it for the other kind of websites, something called tech stacks. So based on the requirements, based on the whatever they have, they can make use of it. Something SEO should know what exactly they wanted, so that it easy to convey it to the developer also, the easiest way the possible. That's the thing. So we have to make something like a template or something. So these are the pages have the same template. So just make one schema template for them and just make it ask the developer to deploy them. That's the thing. Using the variables on the page.
So does that mean that SEOs need to be involved in the creation of strategy and advising content creators on what to include?
Exactly. We have to, SEO has to be present in every stage of the deployment.
So you shared what SEO should be doing in 2023. Now let's talk about what SEO shouldn't be doing. So what's something that's seductive in terms of time, but ultimately counterproductive? Something that SEOs shouldn't be doing in 2023?
There are too many tools out there actually, but they just missing out the Google Search Console data actually, because what they see something just keyword gaps, knowledge gap, content gaps and all, but they don't see something called intent gaps.
Intent gaps?
Yes. Each keyword has their own intent gaps. Each keyword has their own intent gap. We have to see the data. Okay, we have to see the data from the Google Search Console and we have to implement it. But everyone stick with the Href data, SEMrush data, these kind of data. They just go with the same way. That's the thing. Because I have tested this idea of something using the different intent, different keyword itself on my test sites, or something mass-based website. That's where I test these things, and it is a game changer for me because it's more like KG or something, keyword golden ratio, something kind of, okay. It's more like changing the intent, the similar kind of keywords, okay. There is no one is competing, and we can make most use of it. That's the thing.
So how do you go about defining intent? And also, is it possible to have more than one intent on the same page?
When you have skin in the game, you will find the intent. That's the thing. Because once you understand the business, you will have the skin. You will understand the intents far better.
Okay, so it's got to be done manually then.
Exactly. It has to be done manually using Google Search Console and also regular expressions. That's it.
Right. Okay, and is it possible to have more than one intent, to serve more than one intent on the same page?
Yes, we can have it. That's fine. Because that's exactly where we use something subtopics on the page. So that we can just, that's the thing. SEO shouldn't be doing something, just relying on the tools, just focus on the Google Search Console data. Just make most out of it. That's a data we don't get anywhere else. That's your data. You have to make most use out of it.
Okay, and I'm assuming that you take data out of Google Search Console and maybe put it in Google Data Studio or something somewhere else?
Yes, BigQuery. We can put it in the BigQuery.
Okay.
We can put in a BigQuery, use the Panda something, so that we can we can understand what exactly the queries, number of clicks, impressions and all. Or else we can use the simplest Google Search Console something using the regular expression. That's also fine. We can simplest. That's the easiest way.
Suresh Kumar is technical SEO consultant at Gondi Media, and you can find him over at sureshkumarg.com. Suresh, thanks so much for being part of SEO in 2023.
Thank you so much. Happy to share my things.
Get your copy of SEO in 2023, the book, over at SEOin2023.com.